Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hello everyone, welcome to another lecture. In this class, we are going to begin with chapter 11 of class 6 English Grammar Nagaland Board, which is comprehension passages. Now, as the name is suggestive of the fact, in this chapter, we are going to practice some comprehension passages, some unseen passages, which comprises section A of your papers. So the reading comprehension is something which is very important for you to understand, for you to infer, for you to interpret. The reason being, it is on the basis of a reading comprehension that the teacher gets to know how well you are able to understand the difficult words, how good you are at comprehending things which are new for you. The reason they are called unseen passages is because obviously this is the first time that you're going to come across a question or a passage like this. So therefore, it is on the basis of your comprehension passages, your reading section, that you are going to be assessed for your comprehension skills. You are going to be assessed on how good you are at understanding the new and the difficult words. So we are going to discuss about the same thing in this chapter. Alongside, we are going to talk about some of the tips that would help you to solve comprehension passages with ease. Yeah. Now, the first thing, as you can see in your book, we have a solved passage which is given to you. Now, the reason why you have a solved passage is so that you can understand how an unseen passage is actually supposed to be answered. Whenever you're attempting an unseen passage, always keep a pencil in your hand so that whatever new words, phrases you might come across, you underline them, and that is what is going to help you, for attempting the questions given after the passage is over. Let us start reading it. On the outskirts of the city Danzig in Germany lived an old man named Oliver. So we are talking about the city Danzig, which is in Germany, and there lived an old man whose name was Oliver. He worked as a menial worker. Menial, a very small, a very petty job he would do in a small shoe factory near his house. From dawn to dusk, from morning to evening, he toiled, he worked hard to meet his daily needs. He loved everybody around him, and God had given him innate human qualities, innate internal human qualities, which were his only treasure. Okay, that were very valuable to him. The people in the city respected him because of his compassionate nature, because of his kindness, because of his compassion. Once the city experienced heavy rainfall. So downpour is a heavy rainfall which continued for days, and it disrupted the living and damaged the property. So the rainfall was so severe that the the property of the people was damaged, the living, the livelihood of the people was affected, and the people of the town, including the children as well as the elderly, were stranded. They did not have homes, they did not have a shelter. Even the flora and fauna, the flowers, the animals, were greatly affected by it. Seeing his city dealing with such a natural disaster, Oliver, could not sit back. He decided to be a part of the rehabilitation drive. Rehabilitation drive, he wanted to do something for the people. He wanted to do something for his city. He used to supply food, clothes, and medicines to the needy. He helped the people build their broken houses. He raised consciousness among the people. He made the people believe and understand how important it was for one to help one another in times of dire need. With consistent support, with continuous support, the city was able to recover from the loss. The mayor of the city honored Oliver with a medal at a public function and called him a true son of the soil. So this is what we read about Oliver. Let us now look at the questions given along with this passage. Who was Oliver? Oliver was an old man who lived on the outskirts of the city Danzig. What was his occupation? He worked in a shoe factory. What happened to the city? So the city experienced a heavy rainfall which continued for days and it affected the living and the property of the people. Now comes the next question. The first type of question rather I would say was where you had to answer, write the answers to the questions given as precise and briefly as possible. The second question is a multiple choice question where you have to choose the correct answer. Oliver was a lover of humanity. God had bestowed him with. So what did God give him? Humane quality, good human qualities. One day the city experienced heavy rainfall. So what was the name of the city? Danzig. The city was severely hit by the rains and Oliver jumped into, what did Oliver become a part of? The rehabilitation. Oliver assisted, helped the government in supplying food, medicines, clothes. The people in the city were proud of Oliver and called him the son of the soil. So you see, the first type of question was where you had to answer them. The second was choosing the choosing the correct option. Next is write the meanings of the following words. Menial, what is the meaning of menial? Inferior. Next is consistent, it means constant or continuous. The next type of question is find words from the passage which mean anything or person greatly valued, that is a treasure. To restore to a good condition is rehabilitation. You see, you can expect different types of questions on the basis of the passage given to you. Now that we know how to, interpret, how to comprehend a passage that was solved, in the next lecture, we are going to start with the discussion of the unsolved passages given in your book. So I'm going to pause here and we'll see you all soon in the next lecture. Thank you.